thevoicebefore-the-void.net. Elizabeth Coatsworth. From Wikipedia. Read by The Voice Before the Void. Elizabeth Jane Coatsworth, May 31st, 1893 to August 31st, 1986, was an American writer of fiction and poetry for children and adults. She won the 1931 Newbery Medal from the American Library Association, recognizing The Cat Who Went to Heaven as the previous year's, quote, most distinguished contribution to American literature for children, unquote. In 1968, she was a highly commended runner-up for the biennial International Hans Christian Andersen Award for Children's Writers. Life. Elizabeth Coatsworth was born May 31st, 1893, to Ida Reed and William T. Coatsworth, a prosperous grain merchant in Buffalo, New York. Coatsworth attended Buffalo Seminary, a private girls' school, and spent summers with her family on the Canadian shore of Lake Erie. She began traveling as a child, visiting the Alps and Egypt at age 5. Coatsworth graduated from Vassar College in 1915 as salutatorian. In 1916, she received a Master of Arts from Columbia University. She then traveled to the Orient, riding horseback through the Philippines, exploring Indonesia and China, and sleeping in a Buddhist monastery. These travels would later influence her writing. In 1929, she married writer Henry Beston, with whom she had 2 daughters, Margaret and Catherine. They lived at Hingham, Massachusetts, and Chimney Farm, Maine. Elizabeth Coatsworth died at her home in Noblesboro, Maine, August 31st, 1986. Her papers are held in the Curlin Collection at the University of Minnesota and Bowdoin College, Brunswick, Maine, with a small archive from late in her career in the DeGrumman Collection at the University of Southern Mississippi. Career. Coatsworth began her career publishing her poetry in magazines. Her first book was a poetry collection for adults, Fox Footprints, in 1912. A conversation with her friend, Louise Seaman, who had just founded the first children's book publishing department in the United States at Macmillan, led Coatsworth to write her first children's book, The Cat and the Captain. In 1930, The Cat Who Went to Heaven appeared. The story of an artist who was painting a picture of Buddha for a group of monks. It won the Newbery Medal. 19th Century Children's Writers says, quote, Coatsworth reached her apogee in her nature writing, notably The Incredible Tales, unquote. These 4 books were published for adults in the 1950s. They tell the story of the Pedries, a family living in the forests of northern Maine who may not be entirely human. Coatsworth had a long career, publishing over 90 books from 1910 to her autobiography and final book in 1976. This sound file and all text in the article are licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0 Unported License, available at creativecommons.org.